Turning on the camera and I'm gonna walk. I'm just gonna start talking. And my original plan was to just go up to the store. But if this video takes longer than that, I'll stop where I am for a minute and finish my thought because I feel like this is important. Let's call this video Confessions because there are a couple of things that, nothing pressing, but that I want to get off my chest for the sake of saying that I did. You're going to have to bear with me as I cross the street here. I don't want to be one of them people who be playing Pokemon Go and walk off a cliff. So, I recently had what I thought was a very nice talk with my sister from another mister. And she was really inspired by the fact that Asia and I come out here and do videos, to the point that she does her own now. Now, I typically don't do this. It's not for shameless self-promotion, but I will post a link because I'm very proud of her for being able to come out of her shell and do that. But watching her videos forced me to answer some hard questions about myself. So again, confessions. It's nothing big, just things that, I deceive myself about, I guess. The first major one being that I even said this in the video once last year, that I do these videos just for me. They legitimately are just for me. And I get such a kick out of coming back and looking at them and reading them and looking at them and just reflecting as from how far I've come. But it would be nice if more people watched. My goal was always to have something for myself to reflect back on. But if I could touch somebody's life, if somebody could watch my video and say, I've gone through something similar, and now seeing how you dealt with it, I'm going to do what you did, or I don't like what you did, and I'm going to do the complete opposite. Whatever. I wanted to be able to touch somebody's life. Oh, you have to excuse me. I had a cold. And then that turned into bronchitis. So I've been dealing with that for like the last 2 weeks. So whenever anything comes up, I try to get rid of it real quick. So I am touched and deeply moved that my little sister has decided to do these. And I've watched them, and they're cute, and you can see the nervousness in her face as she does them. But also she's excited. And that makes me feel good to know that something I've done here has impacted somebody, As far as other confessions go, I'm pretty honest. I'm pretty straightforward with the things that I do. I really hoped that in my life I would be a little more successful. Let's be honest, it's not like I went above and beyond the Call of Duty to do anything to be successful. Up until, say, the last couple of years, I really just kind of skated through life. So I can't be surprised that I'm not any more successful than I am. But I am proud of where I am. In less than 6 months, they want to promote me at my job. It's nice to be appreciated and acknowledged at work, So I do feel real good about that. I'm going to do my best to pick up a car with this tax money. And that's funny. I didn't even mean to tie it in, but let's do that. I always considered having a car to be something that would be, hey, look, we're doing well in life and we're, semi-successful. Now we can have a car. And up until recently, I never felt like we deserved a car. Like, my primary mode of transportation is the light rail. I get back and forth pretty well. Sometimes it requires a bus. And for the times where I don't want to wait, I take an Uber or a Lyft. So having a car seemed like, I don't want to say a chore or a hassle, but it kind of would be. There's insurance, there's the smog check, there's gas, there's parking, then there's teaching Asia how to drive and eventually her getting a license, because I won't feel comfortable putting her out on the street until she has her license. So it was this big hassle that I didn't want to have to deal with, but we're at a point now where it's almost going to be necessary. So I need to get over that. As far as other confessions go, I told you I'm pretty much at the store now, so I'm going to stop here and make sure that I get everything out. I used to struggle with walking around and doing my videos. I didn't want people to see me holding my phone, but it's 2017. You know, everybody's doing some form of social media nowadays, and I don't clown people when I see them holding their phones up, then, you know. So you should leave me alone when I'm doing my videos. I am more successful right now than I thought I would be in a short time. This coming from a guy who this time last year didn't know how he was going to make the rent and didn't know what was going to be for dinner that night, and was doing searches for food banks in the area because my family was hungry. So I think I'm a lot more successful now than I ever anticipated being. There's a lot of speculation at work as to if they're going to keep this contract or not, and if they do, what's going to happen to all the security. And I've heard conflicting stories about, some people say that the new company will just pick us all up because it's easier. I've heard stuff about a union being formed. You know, I've heard that once it's gone, so bail out now while you can. And I choose to be hopeful about it because it just doesn't make sense to me that I would lose everything. I would lose my entire job and all my livelihood over a contract dispute. It's like, if I do good work, then I do good work. No matter what the company is, they'll want to keep me around. So that's something my father taught me. It's like, there's no such thing as seasonal work. If you go to a company and you do a good job, they're not going to let you go. And I happen to think that I do a good job. So I feel pretty comfortable that everything will be okay in that department. I admit to being a little cautious because, you know, you're talking about my entire life hinges on this job. And I recently did a video saying that I would do this job to the day I die. Like, as long as this job is available to me, I work here. You know, I enjoy what I do. It's funny that I say that because I used to work at DSP, and I've done videos talking about that, I'm sure. And I really thought that that was the end-all be-all for me. I thought that I'd be there, I'd rock the ugly yellow shirt forever, I'd walk up and down, I'd lose a little weight, you know, I'd help the homeless, and that would be what my life would be. And I don't know, after having a homeless dude pee on your leg, and after having a homeless lady throw a cup of piss in your face, like, it's kind of hard to want to do that full time, you know? Yeah. I can't help but feel like if any of those things happened at this job, that there would have been much more hoopla about it. Like, they, you know, constant apologizing, a couple of days off with pay. They'd have been checking on you. They'd have sent me to the hospital to make sure everything was fine. You know, they would have pressed charges. It would have been a hate crime. That chick would have been under the jail. Like, but for DSP, it was like, you know, it's the homeless. That's what they do. And I got a day off with pay, but it came out of my vacation time. It's like, I didn't feel appreciated there. Not the way I do here. I feel overly appreciated for the things that I do. And while we're talking, it's weird to me to be so overly appreciated, because honestly it kind of leaves me paranoid sometimes. Like, I'll be sitting in the break room and my boss will pull up And if we don't engage in friendly conversation, if we not kicking it, and it's like he's just kind of quiet. Like the other day, he came in, he dropped off a radio and he left. Maybe he was on the phone, I don't know, but he was in the midst of something. He just dropped off the radio, kept going, and because we did not engage in conversation, I was like, oh shit, is he upset? Did I do something wrong? Do he know I've been in the break room too long? Have I been in the break room too long? Maybe I should get back out there. And then I get back out there and I deny myself what I'm entitled to. Like, I get a half an hour break and I get two 15-minute breaks in the course of my shift. But I'll deny myself that in order to stay in good standing with the company. And I need to get past that. That's a thing that I don't know. I guess at the end of the day, that comes down to this deep-seated need to be approved of. I think we all have it. I think that's the reason why I care so much at work. I think that's the reason why, even now, part of me is like, I kind of wish more people were watching these. But, we did bump up to like 14 subscribers. So it's like, wow. So people are showing up. But I have to remind myself, and if it's only for these videos, these are for me. They're literally for me. Like, sometimes I'll turn them on and I'll go to a random month's playlist because I've got them all set up in lists and categories, and I'll just watch, and I'll see moments where I was whiny and spoiled and entitled, and in others I'll see where I'm just scared and desperate. And then you move ahead, and then there are the ones where I'm cautiously optimistic. But now you watch them, and while every one of them is not this profound journey, you can see the difference. There's confidence there. Dare I say, there's a swagger there. Yeah, I rock back and forth with a swagger. I feel good about where we are in life right now. As a man, I want to provide. As a man, I want to take care of house, home, and family. If we're just confessing, because I didn't want to make this one of those videos where I'm just repeating myself or saying the same things over and over, or just saying things that you've already heard in previous videos. But if we're just let's head to the store. I'm just about done here. If we're just really confessing here, the possibility of my little sister moving out here excites me. Now, there's no secret that me and her fiance have not been, the best of friends. We're not going to be exchanging Christmas cards over the holidays or anything, but as long as my little sister is happy, I'm good. But the second she's not, I got a problem with him. That's how that works. Wow, did you see how when I said that, the Detroit came out of me real quick? I've been in California 9 years, and you said something about hurting my little sister, and suddenly I got ghetto as fuck. Wow. I'm excited about the idea of her being out here because it opens up so many worlds. Asia is a very sweet girl, and I love my wife. But she does have issue making friends, or at least friends she can trust, or at least friends who, don't want to get in her panties. And yes, that's including the women. That's so weird. So to have her out here would give my wife a friend I know she can count on and she can trust, that I know I can trust. It would give me an opportunity to spend time with my little sister, to get to know this fiance of hers a little more. And when I got out here, I didn't have anybody. Literally, with a couple of bucks in my pocket and absolutely no idea where I was going to end up when I got off the plane, I just made my way out here. And here we are. And it worked out. So I would love to be able to provide her support, the support that I didn't get when I first came out here, and help her start her new life as she journeys into adulthood. Not that she's not an adult now, but adulthood in the sense that, there's no support system. She's not leaning on her parents to pay for anything. It's just her and her husband, and it forces you to work without a safety net. And I'd like to be that plan B for her, because I'm in a position now where I feel like I can be. And that makes me feel good as a man, to know that I have progressed so far that I feel like not only am I doing well, I can help others. You know, um, I may do another confessions video for Sunday. I mean, unless something major goes on, which I doubt. That's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just air my dirty laundry. And also, I was giving some thought to. There have been some bigger moments in my life, like the roommate stories that I never tell, or from the moment I got off the plane until now. There's a lot of stuff that not necessarily got lost in translation, but we were so busy dealing with, what happened today, what happened tomorrow, how did it affect, the next day, that there are some stories that kind of got lost in the shuffle. And I'd like to share those. So I'm thinking maybe once a week or so, I'll do like a really long one to discuss those kind of things because I'll remember them all like it was yesterday. I really do. But you know what, man, that's it. I just came up here to get my thirsty ass a RC Cola. And what did I do? Spent 16 minutes talking to y'all. I'm done.